Siomai, hello, Diolch. Today I'm going to be proposing an etymology for the Welsh root Hoff. Hoff is found in the infamous Hoffi, doing Hoffi coffee, and is found in other forms like Hoffaf. I don't think an etymology has been proposed for this before. If it has, could you let me know where, or give me a link to a paper? That would be great. But I'm not aware of an etymology that's been proposed for this root Hoff anywhere. I believe it derives from a Proto-Celtic root, subi, which derives from a Proto-Indo-European hasugiwch. Hasu is related to Gaulish su, which means good, and is found in Welsh as ha, like hybrid and hyfryd, and gwiwch is related to Welsh byw, like living or being. It's literally being good, or a good being. At first glance, there seems to be a few problems with deriving Hoffi from subi. However, there is evidence for forms which are able to overcome those problems. And we're going to have a look at a few of those forms, and we're going to see how it became the root Hoffi today. The first form we're going to look at today is the Welsh word hoffedd. Hoffedd has a cognate in Old Irish, suve, and it's derived from the Proto-Celtic suvion. Hoffedd cannot derive directly from suvion because hoffedd is clearly a first declension noun, and suvion is a neuter second declension noun, and that is what suve is in Old Irish, is a neuter second declension noun. The Welsh must be a first declension noun. GPC has this as a masculine noun, which is possible because there are examples of masculine first declension nouns, but they are normally place names or river names, or it could just be that the GPC has got this wrong and it is actually feminine. It is possible. It is a masculine noun because there are rare cases of it. So we're able to reconstruct this form, suvear. Now this form suvear, this final R on the end of suvear causes something called R affection, and that is when there's an U or an E in the preceding syllable, it lowers those sounds to an O or an E. Now we have this U in suvear, and this R will lower it to an O. So suvear is going to become something like hovear. Hovear with this O lowered from the U. Hovear is then going to become hovedd in Neo-Brittonic, and this hovedd is going to become hoffedd in Welsh. There are other forms with R, probably in Brittonic, or there probably were forms with R, with this final R in Brittonic, and it would have been probably an adjective form of this root suvi, so suvia or suva, which would have also caused the R affection, making the U and O. The next problem that we come to is this hov, or hovear, or hovedd, this v does not regularly become f in Welsh. We would expect a v, so we'd be looking at a root in hov, not a root in hoff. The form that we can look at to overcome this is an adjective form in the superlative. Would have had a Brittonic form of suvisawa. Suvisawa would have become huvahava, and then at this stage we have something called syncope. That syncope removes this central E. That then allows this v and h to be adjacent to each other. Now when v and h are adjacent to each other, the h makes the v voiceless. So hovav becomes Hoff. So, to get this root Hoff, we essentially have created it by analogical leveling from these two forms. The first form in Hoffedd, where we have suvia, which allows the R affection of this U to become O, and we have it from the superlative adjective suhusama, which allows the voiced bilabial fricative to be adjacent to a H, which then makes it a voiceless bilabial fricative, which regularly becomes f in Welsh. So this root Hoff is created by analogical leveling of these forms and other forms which contain these same developments. I'd appreciate it if you could let me know what you think about this theory. If you have anything to counter-argue this, if you have anything to back this up, if you have your own theories on how this root Hoff came about, could you please let me know in the comments? That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you again so much for coming to watch the channel and watching the video. I hope you found this interesting. Oh, I actually have something really cool to show you. This is a standing stone. It's about 2 streets away from my house. I love coming here. This is why I picked this location to film. We don't actually know anything about it. There was more standing stones here at some point. I think it was pretty recently that they've disappeared, because I've looked on maps and it suggests that there was more here from like in the last 100 years. I've tried to find information about it from an archaeological groups around here. I can't really find out any information. Nothing's been excavated on this site, or no work's been done on this site. It's really interesting that we have like these grooves. I had no idea. Someone suggested that it was Vikings tying their boats to the rock. I'm not so sure about that, but anyway, yeah, really cool. Yeah, so diolch yn fawr, diolch. Thank you for visiting the channel. See you soon.